Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome to Dark Souls Remastered. And there's a bit of a different game for me to, go and let's play. But what is the saying again? Something like change is the variety is the spice of life. Yes, not a native English speaker. Very important to remember. Okay, I think we're good with all of these. I have a pretty good idea here. So, okay, so what do we wanna, do here is create a character. Let's just make the basic just, hi, it's me, Creostix. There we go. And let's try to not make too many. We can think of the class later. The face is the important part to be, whatever. So let's just. Okay, so this took longer than I wanted, so I just fiddled around with the face options a bit here. So this is what I sort of ended up with. The face options are a little like, limited in what they can really do. It's weird. It's like you do maturity hormones and features, but you don't really get much of a control of other stuff. But it's fine. We're not gonna look at the face all that much. It's more the back of the head really, and it usually has a helmet to begin with. So whatever. Okay, good. Now, one important thing that we may want to just consider is whether or not we have a gift and which gift should it be. So the point is, I hear that. So I'm not the expert on the gifts here. So I think the master key is pretty good in that it sort of helps in the early game opening a few doors, but you'll eventually open those doors anyway. So it's not essential. I think the pendant is the joke item, which just does nothing. Many of these other stuff are just items that you'll get anyway. So the things that you might want to try to go with are probably the Tiny Beings Ring, if you want to like have a bit of an HP boost at the beginning. Old Witch's Ring, I forget what the point of it was, but it did have a use. I'm just struggling to remember what that use was. It was like maybe like talk to a monster. I don't remember anymore. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. So I could do the master key or the old witch's ring. Really, beyond that, they're mostly more or less useless. Really, the tiny beings ring, sure, but you'll get better rings in like I don't know, 5 hours, pretty much at. Or well, depending on how fast you progress, but you won't be using that ring in the end. That is a safe bet to make. Yes. Okay, so the classes themselves are not super important in that it's you can level up what you want in the end anyway to be whatever it is you want them to be. So it's and you have a bit of a different set of starting equipment as well, which can be important. But let's see here. If I want to go, deprived would be funny, I suppose. But then again, it's probably not as hard as one might think, because he does have a set of strength and dex to him, so that's something. The same as a knight, to be honest. The thing is, the knight would have more health, not by a long shot, but yeah. But then again, the thief would have the master key, and that's probably not a terrible choice to make, I think, because I don't think I've played a thief before. Actually, I've played knights mostly, so hey, let's do something different, because I think has a master key. That's probably gonna be fun. And let's take the old witch's ring and go to play game. Yay! And not die a lot. Yes. Cool. And we have
In the age of ancients, The world was unformed, shrouded by fog.
I see forms, though. They're trees.
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons.
Hello, everlasting dragon. Yes.
But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
If you say so, sure.
Then from the dark they came.
Did they
And
now?
found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
Well, I've already forgotten about him
The
almost.
strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Sigh the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire.
A lot to take in all of this, but it's gonna be important, sorta.
Soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
The burning ring of fire. Yes, that's the yes. Good. Magic weapon, the power of the magic, whatever. Okay, sure, thanks. But yeah, so essentially why I chose to play this is, well, it's fairly new, so
Yes, indeed.
would you let me...
The dark sign brands the undead.
Right, and it's cool, it's like
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Right, because that makes sense for some reason, I'm sure.
This is your fate.
Oh no. Well, we have a nice, lovely little cell, and we have a bit of a skin condition, it seems. Yes. Oh, hello! You dropped a corpse to me because it's nice and it's close. Hello. I forget that character's name. It's, oh boy, it's something of a Stora, I think. I'm just blanking on stuff. But okay, sure. Now, so the reason why I am playing this is indeed that well, it's pretty new, which is good. A dungeon cell key, thank you, and it's in a lot of curious ways. It sort of represents both the best things and the more curious things that I've been. Let me just rephrase that. It it represents curious things about the stuff I've been talking about. In that, if you've been following along in some of my Let's Plays, I oftentimes criticize games that overutilize death as a failure state. In that it breaks immersion, breaks story immersion. It just frustrates to create anger instead of fun or horror and all that stuff. But this is a game where I actually think indeed that even though you'll probably die a lot in this, and I will too, in this one it's fine because of multiple reasons. And chief among those are the 2 points where the game mechanics themselves are built around to complement that, in that it's an action game to begin with, so it needs that, right? And well, need or need, but it fits to an action game. And oh, hello, you are a lovely little demon person thing, yes. And also, they contextualize death in the dark sign thing that we saw. It's sort of the lore will come, full circle later on, but essentially, this game handles death in a really interesting and good way in both game mechanics and in lore, methods. So we're kinda in a good boat here. But okay, now let's just see if we can get up the stairs. Thank you, and move on to the ladder. And as I'm sure you can already, surmise from my movements so far, I'm not an expert of these games per se, but I have, had my way around a few Souls games, let's say. So, also I kind of, missed a few of the tutorial messages, but it's just, light attack and strong attack and dodge roll in a direction and that sort of stuff. So, light the bonfire. And indeed, as if you've been living under a rock and don't know what this stuff is, then the bonfire is the spot where you get a nice cool ass smoke effect where you reset the world and the enemies within it, at least the ones that are not bosses, say, and you regain your HP, and yeah. And if you die, you go back to the bonfire. That's what the Dark Sign does. So that's the deal with that. But I'm sure you must already know that. I hope. But let's say hi to this little thing here, which is all the way up in the ceiling there to say hello to us. But unfortunately, at this point, we're not actually supposed to fight it. So we can just go here and say bye. So, hi, it was nice to see you. So yeah, essentially, I'm not saying that it's impossible to kill it with this thing here, the straight sword hilt, the broken off end of a sword, but it's something that I can't do, at least not without healing potions, as in the Estus flasks. So yeah, and one more bonfire, thank you, feels good. And let's move forward. And right, get the shield. So let's just target shield. Thank you. I'm not sure if I right. I probably equip the shield while I'm at it. So let's do that. And it's not a perfect shield. I think it. Let's see here. I'm struggling to remember the actual buttons. Browse items maybe and check from there. crap. There is a... There you go. So yeah. So it removes 78% of physical attack. So this game is a lot of, you know, stats on you know, just Excel screens pretty much. But it'll everyone will get used to it by the end. It's just a lot of information at once, but it's all pretty clear when you just take a moment to look at it. So it's not that bad. But yeah, so because my shield doesn't actually remove all of the huh. I probably forgot to pick up a good weapon, apparently, I got a feeling. Could you just die, please? Just, I don't have all day. Backstabbing over there, and just, come on. Up. Care to, you know, fall over? You know, just... I can do this all day, it's not, you know, just... Could you... Come on. Could you just please just, you know... I don't think this is the way it was supposed to go, but it's fine. We'll get it done. I have a memory that I'm supposed to maybe have a better weapon at this point, but let's just kill the annoying archer away so we can just move on with our lives. And more backstabbing, yes. And her. Oh, right, lock on, sorry. And one more time. Come on. Come on. And yeah, I think the asylum demon, or the, you know, the boss monster in the hallway there, or the big open area there, takes like 2 damage per hit. So it's yeah, it's a thing. So bandit's knife, thank you. That seems much more yes. So now I can actually probably hit something and cause at least a little bit of damage. So that's fine. I believe the knight gets the a full 100% shield and oh, hello ghost, and a long sword, I think, or something, maybe, or a short sword, a sword of some kind, I think. So yeah, and that apparition again. If you're not, you know, familiar with Dark Souls, that's like the apparition of another player somewhere in the world, which I just saw briefly, but they can't, like, we can't interact, and I don't know if he sees me while he's there. I don't think so. So it's just a bit of a thing that, hi, there's other people in the world somewhere, yay. Oh, hello. That would be the knight that gave me the corpse earlier. He looks like he's having a bit of a sit-down nap. Yes, good. And backstep, right. That's a thing too. I remember, sort of, yes. And I can't go here. Ah, right. Sure. Need a mate, and that is actually a message left by a player online, with as opposed to the other ones so far were messages by the game developers. So that's a thing. I'm sort of like off to mind, like, should I explain everything I see? Because it's Dark Souls. I mean, it's been around for like, what, 6 years, 7 years? Yeah, 7 years, I think. I think people probably, you do know what, these things are, but I just, it feels important to, just assume that I am talking to someone who hasn't yet been introduced to this, so there's that. Okay, so, and indeed the game is hard, and I don't know if you can quite see, but there's this like a large ball up in there, so I need to do that to avoid it. So yay! Hello, Mr. Knight. How was your day?
Oh, you're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
I can choose to not hear you out. Like, no, go away. And this is okay, fine. Let's just hear you out.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission.
Which is?
Perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: "Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Yay, that is the healing potion.
Oh, and this.
Asylum F2 East Key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Right. Harm you after death, so...
Now I would hate and thank you.
And one should always talk to people multiple times just to see that they've, you know, talked through all of their dialogue, which is something I didn't know the first time I played the game back in the day, so yeah. So yeah, and indeed, as they say here, resting at a bonfire will replenish the Estus flask, which is at this point 5. The number will fluctuate, Right, he died there. Right, that's a thing, okay. I think there was a dude here. Hello! Do you wanna... calm down a bit? Thank you, and take a bit of a... There you go. Awesome, thank you. So... did this... Yep, it opened this door. It's just... I think I can just go through most of these. It's Oh, the kicking is a thing. I need to... Yeah. The kick is useful in when there's like a dude with shield, which you need to just, you know, go through, so that's the thing. Yeah, and the bonfire revives enemies, right. So, I gotta admit, back in the day when I first played this game, I did indeed... Oh, 2 dudes. I did indeed get frustrated at first, because it felt impenetrable at the time, which... Well, obviously I was a bit mistaken there, but there are things in this which make it a bit more, you know, indeed hard to understand than it needs to be. Which I'll get to those while we go along. Mind you, my first thought is not to go through all of this. It's a pretty long game. Like, I'm thinking maybe a couple of bosses in, and then, like, at least call it for a little while or something. Like, if there's, you know, a demand for more, I can play more. Like, I can finish it if you want to see that, but whether or not that's the case will remain to be seen, or remains to be seen. So yeah, could you just come on, and there you go. Okay, good. Perfect. And this one was locked and I can't get there yet. Good, great. Okay. Also, I'm probably going to just embarrass myself in the next boss here, because I've never used a bandit knife or a knife before. I've always been like big swords dude, which probably will end up being the case this time as well, so yay. But we got it. Let's see if we can get this done, so... Hello, Asylum Demon. Herp! Let's see what you're made of. Which is a big club, apparently, so good. Oh. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. Don't do that. It's not okay. Oh. Okay, and... Hello. Eat some knife. Yes. Ow. Don't do that, though. It's not fair. Okay. Shush. Take it easy. It's bad for your blood pressure to you know, be all... Yes. Come. And take some knife up the bum there. And we're fine. Okay, good. Well, Big Pilgrim's Key. Yay! Awesome. And some humanity. Good. Sounds good. What did the Big Pilgrim's Key do again? I mean, it doesn't probably say it here, but let's just... Oh, right. Inner door of the Undead Asylum main hall. Sure. Which is probably this one here. Yes. Okay, then. Well, that was a bit of a thing to do. So it is possible to later on return here, but at this point there's not much more we can do. There is, of course, a bit of a secret here, which I would imagine the spot where that one, apparition is standing is a nest of stuff. Do they, right. Anyway, this nest is a spot where we need to give or drop stuff to this to make it into other stuff, but from the top of my head I can't remember if I actually have any stuff now that I could change into other things. I might. But I might actually just check that in between episodes here, because this area is kind of done here. It's there's not much more to accomplish, so I might as well call it here. But yeah, so let me know about your thoughts on, like, what do you want to see involving this game? Like, do you want to see me play all the way through it? Which I can, I suppose, but it's gonna take forever. And if you want to, like, ask me stuff like why is, indeed, in more detail, why is death okay in this one but not in, say, Observer or Outlast 2 or something, like, I can go into detail with that as well. But with that said, I do hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please do drop a like or a comment, or even subscribe or share if you want to. It would really, really help. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.